Humans arrived at the galaxy's most important peace summit, underestimated by every civilization. Their small size fooled everyone, but their intelligence, courage, and bold ideas shocked even the most powerful delegates. Can Earth's representatives change the course of interstellar history? Don't miss this epic story. Subscribe now to join the adventure. Leaders from countless alien civilizations were preparing for the Grand Peace Summit, a gathering that had never before seen the participation of humans. The hall for the summit was massive, made of glowing crystal panels that floated in midair, stretching higher than any building on Earth. Delegates arrived from star systems far beyond the Milky Way, their ships sleek and shimmering, each reflecting the unique technology and culture of its origin. The air buzzed with tension and anticipation as rumors about humanity's unpredictability spread through the corridors. Some aliens whispered that humans were reckless, violent, and unprepared for interstellar diplomacy. Others were curious, wondering what kind of beings had survived on a tiny blue planet facing countless natural disasters, wars, and challenges. On Earth, the human delegation prepared quietly, their team small but determined. Scientists, diplomats, and strategists worked together to ensure that every detail of their mission was precise. They studied the cultures, languages, and protocols of every civilization expected to attend. Yet they knew that human creativity and boldness could not always be predicted or controlled. Their spacecraft, a sleek vessel designed for both speed and comfort, gleamed under Earth's sunlight as it awaited departure. The delegation carried with them symbols of Earth's unity. Gifts from leaders and citizens, small technological marvels, and cultural artifacts meant to convey peace and cooperation. When the humans boarded the ship, excitement mixed with nervousness. They had trained for months, learning to present themselves with dignity and respect, yet ready to face any challenge. They knew that for many of the alien civilizations, humans were a mystery, often underestimated. Their unusual appearance, fragile bodies compared to alien giants, and lack of visible advanced weaponry made them seem insignificant. Yet humans carried a confidence born of survival, adaptability, and an unshakable belief in their potential to achieve the impossible. As the ship ascended through Earth's atmosphere, the delegation looked out at the shrinking planet below. Realizing that the journey ahead was not just about reaching the Peace Summit, but about representing the entirety of humanity to the galaxy. Every human on board felt the weight of history. The responsibility to show that Earth's inhabitants were capable of intelligence, courage, and diplomacy. They discussed strategies, rehearsed speeches, and shared stories of Earth's challenges and triumphs. Finding inspiration in each other's experiences, reminding themselves that humans had faced adversity countless times and emerged stronger. Meanwhile, in the galaxy, the other delegates watched the arrival of the human ship with mixed reactions. Some feared conflict, assuming humans might act aggressively or foolishly. Others were intrigued, imagining what unknown strengths humans might bring to the council. The whispers grew louder, with theories about human technology, motives, and intelligence circulating. Each alien civilization had its own history, rivalries, and prejudices, and humans, entirely new to interstellar politics, were stepping into a complex web of expectations, doubts, and ambitions. The journey through space was long, yet the humans used the time wisely, strengthening bonds among themselves, learning each other's strengths and weaknesses. The team practiced negotiation techniques, prepared for difficult questions, and maintained their calm, aware that their composure would be the first impression for all civilizations. As they approached the summit's location, a vast floating citadel orbiting a distant star, anticipation grew. The structure was immense, its surface covered in energy shields, strange symbols, and docking platforms for hundreds of ships, a place where history would be made and reputations tested. When the humans finally docked, their ship gliding smoothly alongside alien vessels of incomprehensible design, a silence fell. The alien delegates paused to observe the newcomers, their eyes filled with skepticism, curiosity, and in some cases, mild disdain. The humans disembarked with steady steps, dressed in simple but dignified uniforms, carrying no weapons yet radiating confidence. Each movement, handshake, and word was carefully considered, a statement that humanity was here not as conquerors, but as participants in something far greater. Every moment of that first encounter was filled with tension and promise. The humans' calm approach contrasted sharply with the aliens' preconceived notions. Slowly, whispers of doubt shifted to surprise as humans greeted each delegate respectfully, acknowledging their rank, history, and culture. It became clear that these small beings from a blue planet had come not just to attend, but to be seen, heard, and remembered. The Peace Summit was about to begin, and the galaxy waited with bated breath to see what humans would do next. Humans carried with them hope, courage, and a determination to show that their species, underestimated and often dismissed, could rise to the occasion. Every gesture, every word, and every thoughtful preparation set the stage for events that would shock civilizations and leave an enduring legacy. As they stepped into the Grand Hall, the delegation knew that history would remember this moment, not just as an arrival, but as the beginning of a story that no one in the galaxy would ever forget. Upon entering the massive interstellar council chamber, the humans felt a mixture of awe and tension. The room stretched endlessly in all directions, its walls shimmering with energy patterns that pulsed in rhythm with distant stars. The ceiling seemed to float above without support, made of translucent materials that revealed glimpses of swirling galaxies beyond. Alien delegates filled the hall, their appearances as diverse as the planets they came from. Some were tall and slender with translucent skin that glowed softly. Others had multiple limbs and eyes, each moving independently. Some communicated through complex gestures and sounds rather than words, creating a symphony of alien expressions that humans struggled to comprehend. The first reactions to the humans were a mixture of skepticism and curiosity. Whispers rippled through the crowd, with aliens questioning why such a small, seemingly fragile species had been allowed to attend. Many expected fear or incompetence, yet the humans walked with steady steps, their posture calm and confident. They carried themselves with dignity, offering respectful nods and polite smiles to the delegates they passed. Their uniforms were simple, yet elegant, representing Earth without being ostentatious. Every human gesture was intentional, meant to convey openness, intelligence, and respect. The aliens observed silently, some skeptical, some intrigued, some secretly amused. The humans approached their designated area in the chamber, a platform that was specially prepared for them. Here, they would speak, present, and negotiate. The platform was sleek and minimalist, contrasting with the elaborate designs of other delegate stations. Yet this simplicity reflected human ingenuity, a design that was functional, versatile, and practical. The humans quickly familiarized themselves with the controls, holographic displays, and communication systems. Their adaptability impressed nearby delegates, some of whom had never seen a species so quick to learn alien technology. Even without speaking, humans demonstrated their intelligence, curiosity, and readiness, making observers take note of their potential. As the session began, the humans listened intently to the opening speeches, delivered in multiple alien languages. Their translators worked seamlessly, ensuring that nothing was lost in communication. The humans noted the hierarchy, the alliances, and the tensions in the room. They observed how some civilizations dominated discussions with booming voices and aggressive postures, while others remained quiet, calculating, and cautious. Despite the differences, the humans maintained composure, their eyes attentive, their minds analyzing every interaction. They exchanged subtle glances and gestures with each other, silently strategizing how to present Earth in the best possible light. The first question directed at the humans came unexpectedly from a towering alien with multiple eyes. Each eye blinked independently as it spoke in a language that resonated like music. Humans responded calmly, translating their thoughts into words and holographic visuals. Their answer was precise, logical, and respectful, yet it carried a hint of confidence and courage. The aliens in the room were visibly surprised, murmurs spreading as they realized that humans were not intimidated. They had expected fear, hesitation, or confusion, yet humans answered with clarity and intelligence. The unexpected competence caused some delegates to whisper to each other, questioning prior assumptions about the small blue planet. Throughout the morning, humans continued to impress with their observations and insights. They asked thoughtful questions about galactic policies, environmental practices, and technological cooperation. Their curiosity was genuine, not superficial, showing an eagerness to learn and contribute. Many aliens noted the humans' empathy, the way they acknowledged each civilization's history, culture, and struggles. Unlike some delegates who prioritized dominance or advantage, humans seemed motivated by understanding and collaboration. Even those who were initially dismissive began to show interest, leaning in to hear more, nodding subtly at particularly insightful points. The human delegation also demonstrated subtle humor, something unexpected in such a formal setting. Small jokes, witty observations, and lighthearted comments broke the tension occasionally, creating brief smiles and laughter among delegates. This combination of intelligence, courage, humility, and humor created a presence that no one could ignore. Humans were becoming not just participants, but observers who commanded attention. Their small size and apparent fragility were increasingly irrelevant compared to the impression they were leaving. As the first day progressed, it became clear that the humans were not just attending, they were influencing. They asked questions that revealed gaps in planning, suggested solutions that were innovative and practical, and subtly challenged old assumptions. Alien delegates began to reconsider their initial doubts, realizing that humans were capable of much more than anyone had predicted. By the end of the day, whispers had turned into serious discussions about the potential of working with humanity. The small species from a distant blue planet had made their presence felt, leaving a lasting impression on every civilization present. By the time the chamber lights dimmed for the first rest period, the humans stood together quietly, sharing glances of satisfaction and determination. They had arrived as outsiders, underestimated and dismissed. Yet they were leaving a mark, a hint that Earth's species could think, adapt, and influence on a scale far beyond expectations. Every alien observer had witnessed something unexpected, a sign that humanity might change the rules of interstellar diplomacy forever. The Peace Summit had begun, and already humans were shocking every civilization in attendance. When the first formal discussions of the Peace Summit began, humans surprised every civilization with their approach. Unlike what many aliens expected, they did not speak in long, complicated speeches or try to impress with empty words. Instead, humans combined their words with holographic displays, projections that floated in the air showing detailed maps, graphs, and simulations of interstellar trade, resource sharing, and environmental cooperation. The visuals were clear, easy to understand, and innovative, capturing the attention of delegates who had grown used to traditional, formal communication methods. Eyes widened across the chamber as humans demonstrated possibilities that no alien civilization had considered before. One human diplomat projected a 3D model of the Milky Way, highlighting strategic points for trade, research, and safe travel routes. They explained how collaborative projects could benefit all civilizations while reducing conflicts and resource shortages. The aliens were not used to seeing solutions presented so visually. Some leaned forward, studying every detail, trying to understand the logic behind Earth's ideas. Humans spoke with calm confidence, pointing to each display, explaining the reasoning behind their suggestions, and acknowledging potential risks while offering solutions. The combination of clarity, practicality, and creativity impressed even the most skeptical observers. As the session continued, humans asked questions that were simple yet powerful. They inquired about alien environmental policies, interstellar trade ethics, and cultural preservation. Each question was designed to understand rather than to criticize, showing a genuine interest in cooperation. Some delegates had never faced a species that asked questions so respectfully and yet so intelligently. Their curiosity was not limited to technology or resources. Humans showed concern for the well-being of planets, species, and civilizations. Their focus on empathy alongside logic made many aliens rethink what diplomacy could look like. When a particularly dominant alien species attempted to assert control over the discussion with loud speeches and threats of consequences, the humans responded not with fear or aggression, but with reasoned dialogue. They acknowledged the power and history of the other civilization, yet calmly presented data and examples showing how cooperation could lead to mutual benefits. The chamber fell silent as delegates watched, some in disbelief, others in admiration. Humans had diffused tension not by matching power with power, but through intelligence, creativity, and courage. Their approach challenged centuries of rigid interstellar protocols and left everyone questioning their assumptions. In addition to logic and reasoning, humans used storytelling to convey their points, sharing short narratives about Earth's history, about struggles and survival, about innovation and cooperation. The stories were simple but powerful, connecting emotionally with delegates who had never experienced such human expressions. Through stories of overcoming natural disasters, wars, and technological challenges, humans illustrated resilience and adaptability, showing that they were capable of learning from mistakes and thinking strategically. The combination of data, visual aids, and stories made humans' presentations unforgettable. Throughout the discussion, humans also demonstrated teamwork and respect among themselves. They listened carefully when each member spoke, supported each other's points, and never interrupted unnecessarily. This display of unity impressed aliens accustomed to hierarchical or competitive behavior within delegations. The humans' coordination suggested a species that could work together efficiently under pressure. Their collaboration showed that they were not just individuals with ideas, but a collective capable of executing plans and solving problems effectively. By the middle of the session, murmurs spread among the delegates, some expressing surprise, others admiration. Many whispered that humans were unlike any species they had encountered before. They were small, seemingly fragile, yet confident, intelligent, and innovative. Humans had combined curiosity, empathy, creativity, and courage into a method of diplomacy that no civilization could ignore. Even those who had doubted Earth's potential began to listen more carefully, taking notes and asking follow-up questions. The humans' presence had shifted the dynamics of the summit, making room for collaboration instead of conflict. As the session concluded, humans left a lasting impression with their final remarks, summarizing ideas clearly, emphasizing cooperation, and acknowledging the importance of every civilization's voice. Delegates looked at each other in surprise, realizing that humans were not just capable participants, but potential leaders in creating interstellar understanding. The humans stepped back, calm but confident. Their innovative approach had opened doors, challenged assumptions, and shown that Earth's species was more than capable of contributing meaningfully to galactic diplomacy. The Peace Summit had begun, and already, humans had shocked every civilization by thinking differently, acting wisely, and inspiring curiosity. A powerful alien representative, known for his intimidating presence and sharp temper, stood up during the summit. His multiple eyes glowed as he spoke in a deep, resonant language that echoed across the chamber. The words carried threats and implied consequences for any species that dared to challenge his authority. Many delegates shifted uneasily, expecting the humans to show fear or hesitation. Yet the human delegation remained calm, their faces steady and confident. They listened carefully, analyzing not only the words but the tone, body language, and intentions behind them. When it was their turn to respond, the humans spoke clearly and respectfully. Their tone was firm yet polite, showing no fear or aggression. Instead of responding with anger or challenge, they used logic, reasoning, and empathy. One human diplomat explained the benefits of cooperation, highlighting past examples of successful alliances on Earth. Another used holographic visuals to illustrate peaceful resolutions, showing how collaboration could lead to shared prosperity. The aliens in the room watched closely, surprised by the human ability to remain composed in the face of intimidation. The human delegation also incorporated subtle humor in their response. A small, lighthearted comment about cultural misunderstandings caused a ripple of laughter among nearby delegates. Breaking tension without disrespect, the humor helped diffuse some of the hostility in the room, allowing the humans to turn a potentially dangerous situation into an opportunity to demonstrate intelligence and poise. Even the intimidating alien could not ignore the human's confidence and clarity. His initial anger slowly gave way to curiosity and cautious respect. As the discussion continued, humans asked thoughtful questions that challenged the aggressive approach without confrontation. They inquired about the aliens' goals, the needs of their civilization, and potential areas for mutual benefit. By framing questions as opportunities for understanding rather than as criticism, humans encouraged dialogue instead of conflict. Delegates began to notice that humans could balance assertiveness with diplomacy, strength with humility. They were not trying to dominate, yet they were not intimidated either. Their presence was a new kind of force in the council, one that no civilization had seen before. Throughout the session, humans remained united, communicating silently through gestures and eye contact. Their teamwork made their responses even stronger. Each member supported the other, adding details, clarifying points, and reinforcing arguments. This cohesion impressed delegates accustomed to hierarchical or competitive teams. Humans had turned potential weakness, their small numbers and lack of visible power, into a strength. Their coordinated approach demonstrated that intelligence, strategy, and emotional control could outweigh sheer size or weaponry. The humans' calm reasoning began to influence other delegates. Some who had initially supported aggressive tactics started to reconsider. Listening to humans' explanations, they realized that intimidation was not the only path to achieving goals. The small blue planet's representatives had shown that courage, empathy, and intelligence could change perceptions and guide discussions. Slowly, the chamber atmosphere shifted, tension eased, and more delegates engaged in thoughtful dialogue rather than posturing. Humans were setting a new standard for how diplomacy could be conducted. Humans also emphasized common goals, reminding everyone of the shared interests among civilizations. They spoke about the importance of peace, mutual understanding, and the collective good. Their words resonated with delegates who had grown tired of endless conflict and power struggles. The humans' perspective was fresh, simple, and practical, focusing on solutions rather than disputes. Delegates began to see that humans were not naive or weak, but strategic thinkers capable of influencing outcomes through intelligence and collaboration. By the end of the session, the intimidating alien had shifted from hostility to cautious respect. He nodded subtly at the humans, acknowledging their skill and composure. Other delegates, observing this change, began to speak more openly and constructively. The humans' approach had demonstrated that fear and power were not the only tools in diplomacy. Intelligence, empathy, humor, and teamwork could achieve far more. The room, once tense with suspicion and threats, now buzzed with new energy, ideas, and possibilities. Humans had turned a potentially dangerous confrontation into a display of competence and grace. They had shown that even in the face of aggression, careful thinking, unity, and respect could prevail. Their actions left a strong impression on every civilization present, proving that humans were not only participants in the Peace Summit, but capable of influencing its course. The unexpected skill, courage, and diplomacy of humanity had shocked every observer, setting the stage for a new era of interstellar cooperation and respect. Humans began suggesting joint projects to improve interstellar trade, scientific research, and cultural exchange. Their ideas were practical yet innovative, showing how civilizations could work together to solve shared problems. Delegates listened closely as humans described ways to share knowledge about advanced technologies, sustainable energy sources, and medical breakthroughs. The presentations included holographic displays showing collaborative space stations, trade networks, and research hubs. Every detail was explained clearly, making it easy for alien civilizations to visualize the benefits of cooperation. The humans emphasized fairness, mutual respect, and the importance of learning from one another. They shared stories of Earth's history, recounting how humans had overcome challenges through teamwork and creativity. From natural disasters to technological obstacles, humans illustrated the value of collaboration and problem solving. The aliens were fascinated by these stories, realizing that despite humans' small size and limited resources, they had survived and thrived through ingenuity, courage, and persistence. These narratives made humans relatable, showing other civilizations that determination and intelligence could overcome seemingly impossible odds. Many delegates began to admire the resilience and resourcefulness of this species from a distant blue planet. Humans also showed respect for every civilization's culture and traditions. They acknowledged each delegate's history, accomplishments, and unique perspective. This respect was unusual in the Council, where debates often became confrontational or dismissive. By showing genuine interest in others, humans built trust quickly. Delegates who had initially doubted them started to listen more attentively, asking questions and seeking clarification on human suggestions. The small gestures of politeness, combined with intelligence and clear reasoning, made humans appear wise and mature beyond their size and age. During discussions on interstellar trade, humans proposed systems that could benefit all parties, not just one or two powerful civilizations. They suggested resource sharing agreements, joint production facilities, and fair trade policies that would ensure balance and cooperation. Many aliens were impressed by the humans' forward thinking, realizing that such ideas could prevent conflicts and create long-term prosperity. The proposals also included environmental safeguards, showing that humans valued not only wealth and power, but also the health of planets and ecosystems. This combination of practicality and ethics impressed delegates who had never considered such a holistic approach. In scientific discussions, humans offered to collaborate on research into energy generation, space travel, and medical technologies. They proposed combining knowledge from different civilizations to solve problems more efficiently. Holographic demonstrations showed how shared information could accelerate progress for everyone. Some alien scientists were astonished by humans' creativity and logical thinking. Others admired their willingness to listen, adapt, and learn from suggestions. The humans' approach made it clear that they were not trying to dominate, but to contribute meaningfully, making every civilization feel valued and included. Humans also focused on cultural exchange, emphasizing that understanding and respecting each other's traditions could reduce misunderstandings and conflicts. They proposed festivals, joint artistic projects, and educational programs to share knowledge and experiences across species. Delegates were surprised by the thoughtfulness and simplicity of these suggestions, recognizing that collaboration could build not just wealth or technology, but empathy and trust. By promoting understanding and friendship, humans showed that diplomacy could be more than negotiations and agreements. It could be a bridge between worlds. Some younger alien delegates openly admired the humans' creativity and courage. They whispered among themselves about how humans had approached problems differently, asking questions no one else had considered and suggesting solutions that were innovative yet achievable. This admiration slowly spread to older, more experienced delegates who began to take humans seriously as equals in discussions. The humans' combination of intelligence, empathy, and teamwork was slowly transforming the perception of their species across the council. By the end of the day, humans had begun to build strong alliances, forming connections based on respect, trust, and shared goals. Delegates who had doubted them were now willing to collaborate, and even those who had been skeptical could not ignore their contributions. Humans had shown that success in interstellar diplomacy required more than size, power, or history. It required intelligence, creativity, and a genuine desire to help. The room was alive with energy, discussions buzzing with new ideas inspired by humans. The species from Earth, once underestimated, had begun to establish a reputation as thoughtful, innovative, and courageous participants in galactic affairs. Every action, suggestion, and story told by humans left a lasting impression, showing that their influence was growing. They had not only participated in discussions, but had shifted the dynamics of the summit, turning doubt into curiosity and skepticism into admiration. By the time the day ended, humans had proven that even a small species from a distant planet could inspire cooperation, innovation, and hope among countless civilizations. Their impact was clear. Earth's representatives were not just attendees, they were catalysts for a new era of interstellar collaboration. During a short recess in the Peace Summit, a sudden alert spread through the chamber, signaling a threat from a radical faction of alien extremists determined to sabotage the gathering. Panic rippled through some delegates, whispers of fear and suspicion filling the vast hall. Many expected chaos, assuming that humans, small and seemingly fragile, would be overwhelmed by the threat. Yet the human delegation reacted with remarkable calm. Their training, teamwork, and quick thinking immediately came into play. They assessed the situation, communicated silently with gestures, and organized a plan to neutralize the danger. Humans quickly identified the source of the threat, a group of extremists attempting to access the summit's control systems and override security protocols. They moved with precision, some delegating tasks to coordinate communications, others monitoring security feeds. Each action was deliberate, minimizing risk while ensuring effectiveness. Delegates from other civilizations watched with a mix of surprise and curiosity. Some had underestimated humans, assuming they lacked the speed, intelligence, or technical skills to respond under pressure. Yet here they were, calmly analyzing, coordinating, and taking control of a situation that could have spiraled into disaster. Using a combination of logical reasoning and practical problem solving, humans implemented a strategy to prevent the extremists from causing damage. They manipulated the security systems, rerouted power flows, and created virtual barriers to block unauthorized access. Their understanding of both technology and human behavior allowed them to anticipate the extremists' moves. Each step was calculated to maintain safety for every delegate present, and their teamwork ensured no errors occurred. The calm efficiency of humans contrasted sharply with the panic of some alien delegates, highlighting the strength of preparation, focus, and intelligence under pressure. While humans worked to secure the chamber, they communicated with the extremists using non-threatening signals, offering a chance to surrender rather than escalate violence. Some extremists hesitated, surprised by humans' confidence and clear thinking. They had expected fear or aggression. But humans presented a calm, logical approach, demonstrating authority without intimidation. By combining intelligence, courage, and diplomacy, humans were able to de-escalate part of the threat before it became a full-blown crisis. Their actions made other delegates reconsider what this small, underestimated species was capable of. Delegates from other civilizations began to notice humans' teamwork and composure. Whispered comments spread across the chamber. Noting that humans could act decisively, think strategically, and remain calm in life-threatening situations. Even skeptical leaders who had doubted Earth's species started paying attention. Some quietly commented that humans' courage was matched by intelligence, a rare combination in any species. The humans' ability to maintain clarity while under pressure made them stand out as not only diplomats, but problem solvers and protectors. As the crisis continued, humans coordinated with the summit's security systems, using both technology and observation to prevent extremists from reaching sensitive areas. They anticipated movement patterns, blocked potential escape routes, and guided delegates to safety without causing alarm. Their approach was methodical, calm, and efficient, showcasing strategic thinking that impressed everyone present. The extremists found themselves outmaneuvered, unable to act effectively against a species they had underestimated. The humans' ability to adapt quickly and implement practical solutions left no doubt about their competence. During the resolution of the threat, humans also demonstrated empathy and understanding, ensuring that no delegate was harmed and that the extremists could be detained without unnecessary conflict. Their approach balanced strength with morality, showing that humans valued life, fairness, and justice. Delegates began to see a pattern. Humans could think creatively, act decisively, and still maintain ethics, a combination of qualities that many civilizations admired but rarely witnessed in a species with such limited power and resources. The calm courage of humans during the crisis became a topic of discussion in every corner of the summit. By the time the threat was neutralized, the human delegation had not only protected the peace summit, but had also demonstrated their intelligence, coordination, and bravery. Delegates who had doubted them now looked with respect and curiosity. Some even sought advice or assistance from humans, realizing that their skills could be valuable beyond Earth. The small species from a distant planet had proven that numbers or size were not always the measure of strength. Strategic thinking and courage could be far more powerful. The humans' handling of the crisis had a lasting impact, changing perceptions throughout the Council. What began as a tense, dangerous situation became a display of skill, intelligence, and leadership. Humans had shown that they could respond under pressure, protect others, and act with fairness. Every civilization present took note, understanding that Earth's representatives were not only participants in the Peace Summit, but capable of influencing its safety and outcomes. The humans' quick thinking, bravery, and teamwork had shocked every delegate, leaving an enduring impression that would be remembered long after the summit ended. By the final sessions of the Peace Summit, humans had earned the respect of nearly every civilization present. Their calm confidence, intelligence, and innovative ideas had transformed initial skepticism into curiosity and admiration. Delegates who had doubted Earth's species now listened intently whenever a human spoke, Many were impressed by the humans' ability to combine logic, creativity, and empathy in their suggestions. Their unique approach to diplomacy had disrupted centuries of traditional protocols, showing that even a small species could influence outcomes on a galactic scale. Humans continued to present solutions to shared problems, using holographic displays and clear explanations that made complex concepts easy to understand. They proposed interstellar research collaborations, trade agreements, and environmental initiatives designed to benefit all civilizations equally. Every proposal was backed with reasoning, examples, and potential outcomes, making their suggestions practical and appealing. Alien delegates began to take notes, ask follow-up questions, and even debate the ideas among themselves. Inspired by humans, some civilizations started reconsidering old rivalries and thinking about new ways to cooperate. During discussions on security and conflict prevention, humans suggested innovative strategies that balanced safety with diplomacy. They emphasized understanding each civilization's motivations and history, advocating for preventative measures that avoided unnecessary confrontation. Their approach combined analysis, empathy, and strategic planning, showing that humans could think several steps ahead. Predicting potential conflicts and offering creative solutions impressed delegates. Accustomed to aggressive or purely defensive tactics, humans were demonstrating that intelligence and foresight could replace brute force as a tool for influence. Humans also continued to use storytelling and examples from Earth's history to illustrate the value of collaboration and trust. They described how nations had once been at war but achieved peace through understanding, negotiation, and compromise. The aliens were intrigued by these stories, realizing that despite their differences, similar principles could apply across galaxies. The humans' ability to convey wisdom in simple, relatable terms helped delegates connect emotionally as well as intellectually. Their speeches were concise yet powerful, leaving lasting impressions with every word. Throughout the sessions, humans displayed remarkable teamwork. Each member of the delegation complemented the others, clarifying points, offering insights, and supporting every argument. Their coordination demonstrated unity and discipline, showing that humans could operate effectively under pressure. Even delegates from civilizations known for strict hierarchies admired the humans' ability to function as equals, valuing collaboration over ego. This cohesion made the humans' influence stronger, as ideas presented by one member were reinforced and enhanced by others, leaving no doubt about their competence. As discussions progressed, humans began to influence decisions in ways that no one had anticipated. Their questions, insights, and suggestions prompted debates among delegates who had previously been resistant to cooperation. They encouraged critical thinking and problem-solving rather than blind adherence to tradition. Slowly, more civilizations proposed adopting humans' ideas for joint projects, trade networks, and research partnerships. The humans' ability to inspire action and reconsideration of established norms demonstrated leadership, not through dominance, but through intellect, respect, and creativity. Even the most skeptical delegates, those who had doubted humans' abilities at the beginning, began to acknowledge their impact. They observed how humans could remain calm in tense discussions, respond to complex problems, and offer solutions that balanced practicality with ethics. The humans' presence had shifted the balance of the summit, transforming it from a place of cautious diplomacy into a forum for innovative thinking and collaboration. Alien leaders started to actively seek human input on decisions, recognizing that their ideas were both valuable and achievable. By the end of the final sessions, humans had firmly established themselves as capable and respected participants. Their innovative approaches, courage, teamwork, and empathy had not only impressed the delegates, but had also inspired new ideas and initiatives. The summit's atmosphere had changed completely, with cooperation and curiosity replacing suspicion and doubt. Humans had shown that a small species from a distant planet could have a significant influence on galactic politics. Diplomacy was no longer about intimidation or hierarchy alone. Humans had proven that intelligence, creativity, and understanding could shape the future. As the sessions concluded, humans stood together quietly, aware of the monumental impact they had made. Delegates approached them with invitations for collaboration, questions about future projects and gestures of respect. What had started as a small group of representatives from Earth had now become a force that inspired confidence, curiosity, and hope across countless civilizations. The humans' presence had changed perceptions permanently, showing that even a species once underestimated could lead, guide, and influence on an interstellar scale. The Peace Summit would be remembered not only for the agreements reached, but for the unexpected rise of humanity as a respected and influential species. As humans prepared to leave the Peace Summit, the atmosphere in the Interstellar Council chamber was completely transformed. What had begun as a gathering filled with skepticism, tension, and doubt had turned into an environment of respect, curiosity, and cooperation. Alien delegates approached the human team to express their admiration, ask questions, and propose future collaborations. The humans responded with humility and gratitude, acknowledging the honor of participating and the potential for shared progress. Their calm confidence and sincerity left a lasting impression on every civilization present. Invitations for future summits and interstellar projects poured in, ranging from joint scientific research to cultural exchanges. Trade agreements were discussed in detail, with delegates eager to collaborate on systems that humans had proposed earlier. The humans' ideas, once viewed as bold or naive, were now recognized as innovative, practical, and fair. Even civilizations that had doubted their intelligence or capability were now considering humans as equal partners in shaping galactic policies. The small blue planet had sent representatives who had not only survived intense scrutiny, but had impressed, inspired, and influenced countless species. Humans walked through the vast chamber, exchanging handshakes, nods, and smiles. Their demeanor reflected the same balance of humility and confidence that had characterized their entire participation. Delegates who had once whispered doubts now spoke openly about the value of humans' insights. Their creativity, empathy, and courage had created a ripple effect, prompting discussions about collaboration, peace, and long-term strategies for interstellar relations. The humans' ability to combine intelligence with diplomacy, strategy with respect, and innovation with ethics had set a new standard for intergalactic participation. Before departure, the humans took a moment to observe the chamber, noting the changes that had occurred. Aliens who had been tense and suspicious were now engaged in meaningful conversations, forming new alliances inspired by humans' presentations and actions. The atmosphere was charged with optimism and possibility. The humans had shown that a species, no matter how small or underestimated, could shape discussions, inspire cooperation, and leave a permanent mark on galactic diplomacy. Their influence extended beyond words or ideas. It was the result of consistent demonstration of competence, courage, and integrity. As they boarded their spacecraft, the humans reflected on their journey, knowing that their participation had altered perceptions of humanity forever. From being an unpredictable and underestimated species, they had become symbols of intelligence, creativity, and resilience. The aliens' respect was not superficial. It was earned through careful planning, thoughtful action, and consistent demonstration of values. Humans had proven that success in interstellar relations depended on more than power, size, or technology. It depended on strategy, collaboration, empathy, and courage. Every moment of the summit had contributed to this transformation of perception, leaving humans as a species to be taken seriously. The spacecraft lifted off smoothly, gliding alongside alien vessels that had once towered over them in appearance and reputation. Now, those same civilizations regarded humans as equals and potential partners. The delegation looked out at the vast expanse of space, reflecting on the significance of their journey. They had come as representatives of Earth, uncertain of how they would be received. Yet they were leaving as pioneers, their actions echoing across countless star systems. Every decision, presentation, and demonstration had contributed to a legacy that would be remembered for generations. Even before leaving the orbit of the summit's location, humans received messages of gratitude, proposals for new projects, and invitations to return. Their success was tangible and immediate, showing that a small but capable species could have a profound influence on galactic affairs. The delegates' attitudes toward humans had shifted completely, from doubt and underestimation to respect and admiration. This transformation was not accidental. It was the result of careful preparation, intelligence, courage, and an unwavering commitment to integrity and collaboration. As Earth's representatives traveled home, news of their success spread rapidly across the galaxy. Stories of human ingenuity, bravery, and diplomacy were discussed in council chambers, research stations, and diplomatic hubs. The humans had become a symbol of possibility, showing that intelligence, creativity, and courage could overcome assumptions and change the course of interstellar relations. Their journey had not only concluded the summit, but had set a precedent for future participation, inspiring other species to rethink their approach to diplomacy and cooperation. By the time they returned to Earth, humans were not just diplomats. They were pioneers, ambassadors, and leaders in the eyes of the galaxy. The Peace Summit would be remembered for the agreements signed, the ideas shared, and most importantly, for the humans who had shocked every civilization with their intelligence, courage, and vision. They had proven that even a small, underestimated species could influence history, foster collaboration, and inspire hope. Every civilization that witnessed their actions would carry the memory of Earth's representatives, ensuring that humanity's legacy in galactic diplomacy had only just begun.